My wife cheated for 2 years, left me for a younger man, but after he rejected her, she begged to return. And my answer shattered her illusion. I am a 50-year-old man who has been married to my wife, Amy, a 48-year-old female, for over 2 decades, 23 years, to be more precise. We also have 3 kids together, the oldest of whom is 22 years old, and the youngest is almost 18. Our kids are Rachel, a 22-year-old female, Jake, a 19-year-old male, and Ava, a 17-year-old female. Recently, Amy confessed to me that she had been cheating on me with her coworker, Matt, a 27-year-old male. I am using fake names here for obvious reasons. 1 week ago, she sat me down and told me that she had been with Matt for 2 years now, and that she finally felt ready to tell me and to take things to the next level with him. All our kids are pretty grown up as well, and Ava will be an adult in 2 months, so she believed that this was the perfect time to tell me the truth. I was devastated when she told me, and I am thankful that none of our kids were around to see me dissolve into a puddle of tears and have a total breakdown when she confessed, because I am sure they would not have liked to see that. Rachel moved out for work after college, Jake is in college, and Ava was at a friend's place that day, so we had the house to ourselves. I am sure that was the reason why Amy picked that day to tell me the truth. She tried to comfort me while I was crying and begging her not to leave and to give our marriage another chance, but she told me that she could no longer stay with me anymore and waste more of her time being stuck in a loveless marriage. My entire world had been turned upside down that day, so naturally, my first reaction was to try to make her stay and to be in denial of whatever she told me. So, I would appreciate it if nobody judged me. It was all said in a moment of weakness. I let myself sob for half an hour before the realization finally set in, and I managed to compose myself. Amy had been patting my arm all along and saying things like, "It will get better, and you will find someone," treating me like a wounded puppy and not her husband who she cheated on and then dumped after 23 years of marriage. Once I pulled myself together, I stood up and told her to leave the house because I did not want her around anymore. When I said this, she was visibly surprised that I had gone from begging her to stay to asking her to leave the house, and to be honest, so was I, but I said it nevertheless. If she had anything to say at that point, she did not say it at the time, and left in silence after adding a few belongings of hers into an already packed duffel bag. I knew that she had already been planning to leave and had seen this coming. She then left after an awkward side hug that I did not even reciprocate, and just stood there stiffly like a statue. After Amy left, I think I must have cried like a baby for the next couple of hours until Ava came back home. I was shattered and did not know what to do with myself anymore because my marriage had fallen apart, and even worse, the woman I had loved more than life itself had cheated on me and continued to cheat on me for 2 whole years until she finally told me. She did not even think there was anything messed up with what she had done, because the entire time after she confessed, she just kept acting like it was no big deal and only tried to comfort me because she probably felt uncomfortable just sitting there silently while I sobbed. There were a million things that were and are still going through my mind in an endless loop, but at least I am feeling considerably more stable now since 1 week has passed, and I have been able to hold myself together for the sake of my kids, if not myself. I most certainly have to be strong for them because this has come as a huge shock to them too. When Ava came home that day, she found me sleeping on the couch, and when I woke up, she could tell that I had been crying because my eyes were all red and puffy. She asked me what was wrong and where her mother was several times before I finally told her. I knew that saying it all out loud would make it real and that I would end up crying again, but I did tell her the truth, and inevitably ended up sobbing some more, which felt kind of embarrassing, but at least Ava was there to comfort me, and it was genuine. She was just as much in shock as I had been when I first found out. I was not thinking straight at the time, so I had not told anyone anything by then, but Ava made several calls and managed to inform her siblings, asking them to come home as soon as they could. She also told her uncle, my brother Eric, a 45-year-old male, so he could come over and help us out. My brother Eric is still single by choice, but he is a solid guy, and I knew I could always count on him if I was ever in any sort of trouble. He proved me right when he showed up at my house within hours of Ava's call, even though he lives quite far away. He knew that I needed to rest my head and grieve the end of my marriage and life as I knew it for a few days, so he moved in with us to help take care of us all for the next couple of days. It has been a week, and he is still here, and so are all my kids. We are all trying to cope with this together and make sense of the situation somehow because it still feels a little like a nightmare I cannot seem to wake up from. I did not think that Amy leaving would have such an impact on me and my mental health, but I think Eric was right to take that call and move in because I have been really lost ever since she left and cannot even seem to bring myself to get out of bed in the mornings. So, yeah, I believe that I do need all the help I can get. My kids are also being incredibly sweet, and I am thankful for it. I have spoken to my lawyer about everything, and we are preparing ourselves for the inevitable divorce now. I have not actually filed for divorce yet myself because I have been waiting for Amy to serve me, and it was strange that it had not happened so far, but last night I got to know why exactly she has not filed for divorce yet, even though she has told me that she is leaving me. Yesterday, really late at night, I received a call from Amy, and I was shocked because we had not spoken since she left, and I did not have any idea why she would be calling me after almost a week out of the blue. I answered her call, and she sounded distressed, and I knew that she had been crying. She asked about the kids, and I told her that they were all here and so was my brother. I tried to keep the concern out of my voice to the best of my abilities because I did not want her to know that I still cared. I did and still do, but I just did not want her to know that. After she asked about the kids and I replied as brusquely as I could, she started crying on the phone, and that took me by surprise because I did not expect her to break down. She is the one who cheated on me and then left, so it did not make sense for her to be crying. I could not stop myself, and before I knew it, I had asked her if she was all right. Then she told me that Matt had turned her away when she had asked to move in with him the day that she left our house. Apparently, he was not ready for a relationship yet and was just messing around with her. He told her to her face that he was still young and wanted to have all the fun that he could before he finally settled down, and while Amy is attractive for her age, she is still 50 and has 3 kids, and that is not his idea of an ideal wife for his future because he does want kids and a long life ahead with whoever he chooses to marry. Due to Amy's age, a future is not something she can offer him, which is why he does not think they should be in a real relationship or move in together. So, neither is Matt ready for a relationship, and even if he was, he would not be in one with Amy, and now she was having a total breakdown over it because she had nowhere to go. She was crying on the phone for like 15 minutes because now she knew that she had ruined her life with that affair, and I honestly felt really satisfied with whatever was happening. She told me that our kids were not speaking to her now, and they had all blocked her everywhere without a word, and that she had been living in a hotel for the past week because she did not know if I would ever back or not, and she was too afraid to ask me. She had finally broken down and called me yesterday because she could not think of what else to do, and obviously she could not just live in the hotel forever. Now she was calling to ask me if I would let her live with me and give her one more chance. I was dumbstruck at the sheer audacity to even ask this of me, and within seconds, all my concern and sadness disappeared and were replaced by anger, which really should have happened a long time back. I told her right away that there was going to be no second chance for her, just like she did not give me one, and that I was glad that this was happening to her because she deserved every bit of this for what she had done. I then hung up without waiting for a reply and turned my phone off so I could go to sleep without thinking about her. I was really pissed off that she had even thought for a second that even after what she had done, she could just come running to me, and I would fix the situation for her like always. We had a lot of ups and downs over the years in our marriage, like any other married couple, but I had always tried to fix every fight even though she had rarely ever apologized to me. It was always me who was chasing after her and trying to make it up to her, even if I was not in the wrong, but I had had enough. I could not look past this. I could not forget this, and I most certainly did not even want to because this was the reality check that I needed. I had always loved my wife more than she had loved me and more than she deserved to be loved, but that ended now. Now I do not think I did anything wrong by asking her to leave the house and refusing to let her come back because, after all, the house is technically mine since I am the one who bought it, so it is under my ownership legally, and she cannot force me to let her live there. But she has been trying to manipulate me into believing that I am being cruel to her somehow. After I finally turned my phone back on this morning, I found several texts from her that she had sent last night after our phone call. She was furious and acting like the victim because apparently I was being selfish and not thinking of her at all, which is such a strange thing to say after she cheated on me. She is also accusing me of turning the kids against her, which is simply not true because until she told me about it, I did not even know that they had blocked her and were refusing to speak to her, so I do not think that is my fault at all. In fact, I really do not see why any of this is my fault. Maybe it is the anger talking here, but it just seems insane that she is accusing me of being selfish because I do not want to give our marriage another chance after she cheated on me, and then when she got rejected, she came crawling back to me because she thought that I would just take her back in a heartbeat. I do not think I am in the wrong here at all, and I also wanted to make sure that I am not being unnecessarily cruel out of anger in this situation, so I am turning to you people now. Am I the asshole for refusing to let my wife move back in with me after she cheated on me with her coworker? First and foremost, a huge thanks to every single person who took out time to respond to my original post. I am actually so thankful that I made that post and realized how badly I was being gaslighted by Amy because she had me questioning my decision to not let her back into my home and my life. I certainly was having second thoughts, and I would have fallen weak had I not posted here. Everyone who responded, thank you so much. I appreciate it, and I think you guys saved me from another lifetime of absolute misery and mistrust that would have been inevitable had I decided to forgive Amy and get back together with her. But yeah, I am back in my senses now, and I know that she does not deserve a second chance at all. It has been a couple of days since my original post, and she has been texting me a lot to persuade me to take her back and has tried almost every tactic from guilt tripping to gaslighting. She regularly keeps apologizing while saying that she made a huge mistake by engaging in an extramarital affair at all and that she will do her very best to make it up to me. I do not know why exactly she thinks that I will still take her back despite her affair, because this is not just some small petty fight, and she is taking things way too lightly. She still does not realize the enormity of what she did to me, and I highly doubt that she ever will get it. I am feeling a lot better now, so I have sent Rachel and Jake back so they can resume their normal lives. Ava is still living with me and checks up on me from time to time, which I do appreciate, but I told her not to let me hold her back from going out, having fun with her friends, or whatever it is that brings her joy. I know this is a tough time for all of us, but we will all get through it eventually, and she is supposed to move out for college in the fall as well, so I want her to make the most of her time here. My brother is still living with us though, and I am really thankful for it. I spoke about the emotional impact of the affair and Amy leaving me at length, but there are also practical day-to-day activities that have also been affected by her leaving. These seem a little petty, but are also a constant reminder of her absence now that Amy is gone. We needed someone to take over her share of chores. She is the one who usually used to do all our laundry because she said she enjoyed it. The kids and I used to keep the house clean, take out the trash, and do the dishes, and Amy used to do the laundry and the cooking because that is what she enjoyed doing. But now it was up to me and Eric to take over because Ava was busy with her own life, and I was not going to keep her home just to help out with chores. My brother has been a godsend ever since he came here, and even though he is not very emotional or affectionate, he has been there for me and has made me feel like I can let go a little, which is something I feel like I really needed. I know he will have to go back to his life at some point, but I am lucky that he is here for me now. Speaking about the legal aspect of things, my lawyer and I have already filed for divorce. We went ahead with a petition yesterday after I realized that now that Amy had nowhere to go, she was not going to file for divorce anymore because she wanted to come back. Now she is going to be served in a couple of days, and then the real battle begins. It is already exhausting for me to even think about it, so I can only imagine how much more mentally taxing it will be when I actually have to go through it all. I never imagined that I would have to get divorced, and yet here we are. It is a horrible feeling, but there is just nothing else I can do anymore. At least I will know that I did my very best to keep the marriage intact and that whatever is happening right now is not my fault. It is hers, so I do not need to feel like crap about what happened. I am also grateful that my kids are all grown up now because I do not think I could have handled a custody battle alongside the divorce. Amy was served with the divorce papers today, and I do not think she took it well if the texts she sent me are any indication at all. I have not blocked her because I have not found the mental strength to cut her off entirely just yet, but I will soon. She sent me several vile messages about things she wishes would happen to me because according to her, I am the one who ruined her life, and I am just taking revenge on her for trying to have a little bit of fun so she could distract herself from her boring, monotonous life. She told me that I am almost 50 and look like it too, and she just wanted a change of scenery. The thing about me looking my age is fair because I quit going to the gym ages ago, and my hairline is receding, but I think that is just because, like any other normal human being, I am also aging. I am the father of 3 kids, and almost all of them are adults now, so I think it is natural for me to look my age. It is not even like I am ugly or unhealthily obese. I have kept in decent shape for my age, but if she wants me to look the same way I did back when we got married in our early 20s, then that is going to be an issue. I do not think it is humanly possible to look the same age unless you are a celebrity and can afford to spend all your time and money on maintaining your looks throughout the years. Of course, she finds Matt more physically attractive than me, but that is where the whole marital commitment comes in. If she could not exercise any control over herself and flung herself at the very first somewhat young guy whom she found attractive, then that is not my fault. It is kind of pathetic that she is still trying to shift the blame onto me and make it look like what she did was fine and that I should have been the one to fix myself, but that is just how she is, I suppose. Only now am I finally seeing all the red flags I have been ignoring for over 20 years out of love for my wife, but now that she is my soon-to-be ex-wife, I realize what kind of a human being she is, and I feel like an idiot for never acknowledging any of this before. I should have known, but I chose to ignore it all because I loved Amy, and even now, somewhere deep down, I know that I still do, which feels pathetic and embarrassing to admit, but I cannot help it. That is really what has prevented me from blocking her and cutting her off entirely so far, but I am just praying that I find the strength to do it soon enough because I do not think I can keep up with her insanity anymore. I do not want to see more of whatever this side of hers is. I will not call it her evil side because what she is doing is beyond that. It is cruel to the point of hilarity, if that is even a thing. So there has been a very ironic turn of events, but thankfully it does not affect me directly. I learned from my daughter Rachel a couple of hours ago that as of now, Amy is having online drama with Matt because yesterday she posted a rant about how Matt had led her on for 2 years and then eventually dumped her because he did not see a future with her. Now that I think of it, it was pretty stupid of her to abandon her life without even discussing these things with him first. I am not a cheater, but at least she should have thought things through before going headfirst into this whole relationship thing with Matt and at least asked him if he wanted the same things as well. So essentially the guy was pretty much the office mattress and had never loved Amy at all. I did not believe in karma earlier, but this is just karma at its finest, and I cannot believe that this is happening to her. I blocked her, and so is Rachel, but she found out from a cousin of hers who obviously still has Amy added because we have not announced our separation to the rest of the family just yet, but I think that post in itself does the job well. I am still going to tell my own family soon, but before that, I just want to relish the drama that she is caught up in and take a step back to admire the crapfest Amy has walked into. That Matt guy truly deserves a round of applause because I really cannot imagine anyone being able to pull off multiple affairs in the same office for more than a year. I hated him initially when I learned that Amy had been cheating with him on me, but now I think I'm warming up to him. I might even congratulate him and tell him well played or something. I do not know. All I know is that this is the perfect payback for what Amy did to me, and it really is just a perfect example of the repercussions of cheating and ruining your perfect life just for a little bit of fun, as she put it herself. At least I am going to be out of this mess in her life soon enough now, and I cannot wait for the divorce to come through at this point. It has been a little over a month since my original post, and we are currently in the negotiations phase for the settlement. It is incredible how I now look at her and feel absolutely nothing for her anymore. She smiles at me sometimes during the meetings and tries to talk to me after them, but I do my best to avoid her and keep my distance. As far as I know, she is living with a friend of hers now and has been fired from her previous job, but I do not think I will have to give her any alimony because of the very public confession of her infidelity on Facebook, thanks to her delusional belief that Matt would be serious about her at some point. I do not even need to prove that she had been cheating because she did all the work for me herself. My kids are still not speaking to her, and we like to pretend that she does not even exist anymore. I know it is not exactly healthy, but we will think about that later when some time has passed. Right now, it is way too fresh to be discussed emotionally. I am doing a lot better than I was when I first posted here, and I know it will just get better with time. I am probably going to start therapy in a few days once I have more time after the divorce is finalized or something, and maybe that will help me feel okay about everything eventually.